So to start this video off with, this is for knowledge. So it's just like the title says. It's to show you how to breed an Hisuian Pokemon in a different Pokeball that you want. And there's a bunch of things that go into this. One, the Hisuian Pokemon has to be females, because females are the ones that, with an Everstone, no matter who you're breeding with, for an egg move, a different Pokemon, or whatever the case is, when you breed, it holds the Everstone so that the baby will be that Hisuian Pokemon. So, but it has to be a female for this to work. And then you catch the male in whatever ball you want that you want to start breeding over, and it's gonna be a little process, and I'm just gonna go by it step by step. But to start this off with, I'm gonna showcase them. Like, I wish the Hisuian balls transferred over, because as you can see, it's in a Hisuian ball, so it'll breed into a regular ball, and I want them in primer balls, the red ones. But it would have been so epic if every Hisuian Pokemon bred into that blue one, which you only could see when you're healing. But I think it's so dope. That blue one will be so fucking epic and rare, and it's like you rebred for a Hisuian one. So as you can see, it's the Hisuian, but it has to be female, so it's a step extra if you have a male. So it's like, just rebreed. The way you rebreed the Hisuian Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is by having it hold the Everstone with a ditto, or whatever you're breeding with. But if it's a female, it has to be a female for it to get the egg moves and to do the transfer ball trick. The male, you will have to breed with a ditto until you get a female. So this is the baby. I guess this is the the daughter of the first one. And as you see, when they rebreed, it's only in Pokeballs. But we don't want that. So I'm teaching you a trick. It's basic knowledge, but not everybody knows it at all. And I posted in a Pokemon group that I want a shiny male Basculegion in a Premier Ball. And people, either they really don't know, or they were trolling, or they're just stupid and horrible people. It could be so toxic online, and it's like, oh, you're a hacker, you're a cheater. And then I was showing the process, but I wrote the process and how it works, and they're like, oh no, you're delusional, like your ego's too high, you think you're right when you're wrong, all this other stuff. And one other female posted like, he's telling the truth, but I guess if you don't know, you just don't know, and then you're assuming somebody's a hacker and a cheater. So here I am making this video to share knowledge and to show that it's legit. As you can see, there's nothing on my Switch. It's legit. That's the Hisuian male. I had to rebreed it so I could get the female, because this is how it works. The female holding the Everstone will always breed her Pokemon. So if the genders were reversed and it was the female Hisuian form, and no, if it was the male Hisuian form and a female blue or red form, it doesn't matter. The red form's in here. The blue form I think is in the other one. I'm playing Violet. And I know I'm rambling because I'm trying to make this a short video. But if it was a female red form with a Hisuian male, then it's always going to be the female that's going to breed her species. So it's always going to be a red one. So what you want is, for this to work, it has to be a female Hisuian Pokemon. So that way you can cross over the balls. And what it is it's a 50-50 chance of the baby being born with either parent's ball. Once you get the ball that you want, like with the specific form that you want, then you just breed that with holding an Everstone still with a ditto, and then you train it for IVs. You breed it for IVs and for the shining. So some people don't get it. As much as I try to explain stuff, whether it comes to Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever, they don't see these big ideas or these big basic things that I think is basic. But I know people aren't as smart as I am, so you know, it is what it is. So you have to show people sometimes. So we're gonna switch the item because it has to be on her. As you can see, keep pressing over. It's the female Hisuian form. So this is the way to do it. It has to be her, and the male is in the red form. As you can see, the red form is in a Premier Ball. So let's take him off because we don't want no mistakes. What we're aiming for is the offspring of the Hisuian form to be with the Premier Ball. So let's just get to that. Picnic. And if you didn't know, now you know. This is the trick to get the Hisuian Pokemon in whatever ball you want. Now, certain balls, if you catch it in, when you breed that Pokemon in that ball, it will have a pokeball regardless. But it works on all the other ones that can be bred down, like the Premier Ball. I like the Premier Ball, as you can see. It's just my preference. I think it's so cool. Now, if it kept that blue one, but that was only for display when healing, that would have been so epic. I just would have loved it. Like, how do you get that Premier Ball? Oh, you have to breed a Hisuian form with whatever. I'm just talking right now to kill time. Now we gotta wait to get eggs. And then I'm only gonna take out, because you can tell what ball an egg is because it shows it. And then I'm gonna show you that it's gonna hatch into a Hisuian form with the ball that you want. And this is all legit. There's no hack, there's no nothing. And if you was to research it online, you can see it. There's a lot of components you will have to research, but it has to be female. Remember, the Hisuian form has to be female. So while we're waiting, I'm gonna talk. It has to be female. The male, you catch in whatever ball you want. And this works for other Hisuian Pokemon. The Hisuian form has to be female. That way all the offsprings are gonna be bred of her kind. And she has to be holding an Everstone. The male, you're gonna catch in whatever ball you prefer. So if you're like Premier Ball, Quick Ball, or whatever the ball you want it to be in, just catch its alternate form. If it's in this game, or let's say it's only in Sword and Shield, go play that game if you have it still. Catch the alternate form in whatever ball you want. Make sure it's male, transfer it over, then get the female Hisuian Pokemon that you want, transfer it in, and then just do this process. It's like pretty simple. And once you get that, just start breeding with a ditto, because then it's like it's in the correct ball you want. You're breeding for IVs and you're breeding for shiny. So then imagine that you get a Premier Ball with a shiny Basculegion, and people are like, how did you do that? Tell me your secret. Instead of calling you a cheater and a hacker, because obviously that's the only other way to do it, but plain legit, this is the way to do it. And I hate this waiting process. I like the old game where you could just walk around in circles or whatever, and then he says, hey, you have an egg, you gather it, and then you can keep walking while hatching, like putting distance on the egg, get another one, keep doing it. This is like, you gotta sit here on a picnic while your Pokemon are doing the do. And as you can see, my other TV, I have it paused because, you know, copyright and stuff. But I watch movies and TV shows while I'm playing Pokemon, so especially hatching, it's like, for half an hour, I'm gonna wait to collect eggs and just watch something, listen to music or whatever. And I just like the Premier Ball. Blah blah blah. Let's see anything. Yeah, one. I want a few because it's a 50-50 chance the offspring is gonna be born with it. Matter of fact, I'll check this one. If not, I'll just come back and get more. Like I said, it's not a long video. It's just to transfer any ball you want onto a Hisuian Pokemon. See, that's a regular Pokeball. So it's inherit from the mother. So you just wait. Just gather up a few eggs, a bunch, then check them. Hatch. Obviously, you gotta hatch them because you can't delete eggs in here or make scrambled eggs. Even though they have eggs as an ingredient to make sandwiches with. Alright, it's getting dark. Never mind. But just gather up a bunch of eggs until you see one in the ball you want. Hatch it. And then from that point, just rebreed it with Ditto, the Japanese Ditto, and aim for a shiny. They keep taking it out, deleting it. Once you get like one with like 4 IVs, switch it in, so it's more highly likely you get another one, way more with 4 IVs. And then if you get a 5 IV, switch it out. If you get lucky and get a 6 IV, just start breeding with the 6IV1 and the ditto, and then you have a chance of having hatching a perfect Pokemon in the bowl you want. That's a Hisuian Pokemon with the ditto, the Japanese, and it can be shiny. Like I said, it's a little process, but the simplest way is just catch a female Hisuian form, breed it with a male form in a ball that you want, and then go from there. We got 3, so let's check it. I definitely don't want it to be a long video. And I don't want to have pre-eggs, because then it's like, you could just assume I was cheating. Nah, the luck. So I'm trying to aim for this video to be like less than 20 minutes. It would have been so lucky if one came out with a Premier Ball, and you can check the egg like you just saw, and it'll show if it's in a Pokeball or a Premier Ball, and then you just play in a waiting game. But I think it's worth it, because it's gonna be like, oh, once the information is shared, because I haven't seen no videos on this online at all. It's just the only videos you see about Hisuian breeding is to make sure you hatch it, make sure you have it holding an everstone, so that the offsprings are the Hisuian form. Oh, and yes, you can breed, you can evolve the first form in here that turns into Basculegion by taking, I think it's 289 recoil damage. You can go check Cerebi.com to make sure. But I have a Pokemon ready because somebody gave me one. It's not in the ball I want, but it's in a dive ball, which looks pretty cool. But I'm gonna still aim for a Premier Ball, but I'm gonna play test until Saturday for Regulation D in Ranked, because that's what I love doing. So it's just, breeding is so boring. It's like just sitting here wasting time waiting for an egg to come out of a picnic basket. It's like they could have came up with something else. So here we are. How you doing? You having a good day? I got called cheating for this. I got called a hacker. I got called stupid. I got called, oh, your ego's too high or whatever. Your ego's too big. You think what you're saying is a fact. You're delusional. Get help. And it's like, all I asked for was for a Pacific Pokemon, and I put the process of doing it. Like, you don't have to be an asshole to, you don't even have to comment or reply, and you can read how do you do it. I'll help with the breeding, or pass me one of the eggs that has the right ball you want and I'll breed with you. Like, you can be a nice person, but like, humanity is so fucked up and dark, and it's like, I be hating the community, but it's like, I enjoy the game, and there are good people out there that play too. There's just a bunch of trolls and assholes. And my girlfriend's uncle died from cancer, so like, I'm trying to be distracted and be here for her, and just, people can just be assholes not knowing what you're going through. You see? So we got one in a Premier Ball. We're gonna hatch a little hatcher helper. And I'm gonna show you that it's the white stripe. Let's see if we've had any more. It'll be epic if it's lucky. We have a second one. See, the babies are 50% chance of being born in either ball. Oh, we got another one. That would be badass if this hatches as a shiny. It's like, I shared knowledge and I got rewarded for it. So this perfectly should look 1, 2, 3 white balls, and they should be white stripes, and then 4 red ones. So we're gonna hatch the white one so I can show you. They're the Hisuian form, and this is the only method to transfer it into a ball you want. But it has to also be a ball that can be passed down. I hate regular Pokeballs. They're so like, It's like, ugh. If that's your thing, by all means. Oh, come on, gods, give me a shiny. But since I'm hatching, remember, it has to be a female Hisuian form holding an everstone. You have to have the male counterpart from whatever region caught in the game, in the ball you want. So like you saw, I caught the red one that's in the game. It's in Violet. I caught it in a Premier Ball because I want the Hisuian form in a Premier Ball. And then you just rebreed with Ditto until you get the shiny in the ball you want. I stay running into them. So this video is to show confirmation and proof of what I'm talking about, because you know, I know people say it shouldn't matter what other people say. If they don't know, they just don't know. They make themselves look stupid, but it's like, if nobody knows, then you have to share knowledge so that everybody does know. So you see, it's the white stripe, and it's in a Premier Ball. And then you just rebreed with a Ditto at this point. You don't need the other two. You don't need the parents no more. Get rid of them like we do in real life. And just rebreed this one with Ditto. Make sure it's holding the everstone. Doesn't matter if it's male or female. This one, you just make sure it's holding the everstone, and the babies will all be this one, and you're just looking for the shiny at that point, or better IVs. So we're gonna hatch the other three, to see if they are shiny, which will be epic on the thing. Oh, and I'm gonna show the you can evolve it in the game. But the world's so toxic. Like, I've served years in the military, and I go through a lot. And then my girlfriend's uncle dying from cancer. It's like, you know, there's a lot that you go through and weighs on your shoulder. And then you ask the community for help in a video game. Like, can anybody have a Premier Ball thing? And it's like, you get called a hacker, a cheater, and everything. And it's like, yeah, it shouldn't bother you because they don't know. But to be called a hacker, your ego is too high, you're stupid, and all this other stuff is like, it adds on to what you're going through. And like, then people wonder why I'm suicidal. And I've tried 9 times, and it's the people that are assholes make me not want to be here no more. Instead of going looking and learning or saying, okay, let me try and confirm, then no, they go straight to, you're stupid, you're a hacker, you're a cheater, and it's like so much hate. And it's like, what the fuck? I didn't do nothing to you. So as you can see, they're all white stripes, male and female, and they're in the Premier Ball. So that's how you get it to transfer into the ball you want. And then you just repeat it with Ditto. I'm not gonna do that because obviously you know. And then this one, somebody gave me, they traded me online because they did it themselves, but they like dive ball. So I trained it, I EV trained it, and I'm gonna just show that you can evolve it in the game. It has to have recoil of 289, if I'm not mistaken. Go check on Cerebi.com and it'll say it. Once it has that, it has to have the recoil without dying. So you have to do the massive damage and still be alive for it to count. And then once you get enough, you just level it up. And so there's people that saying, oh, you can't evolve it in this game, it only evolves in Hisuian. It's not true. Fucking beautiful. I mean, I have a mouth, but I also served in the military, so some things I don't give a fuck about, but it's like, I still get hurt. Like, what the fuck? I have feelings. I'm not a robot. Because I'm a man doesn't mean nothing. So as you can see, shiny. And this one's in a dive ball because the guy was hatching them like that. But I want mine in a Premier Ball, but I'm gonna use this one to play online, and this is how you get a Hisuian form in any ball you want.